Hi there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fred Macedo and I'm here with my friends Rosangela, Ruben, and Rosalie. We are here for another Gospel at Home. I invite you initially for the prayer that Rosangela will say. Please, Rosangela.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Rosangela. Now I have picked a random theme of the Gospel according to Spiritism. I will share my screen. The Gospel according to Spiritism, page 101. Prior causes of afflictions. However, if there are misfortunes in this life of which humans are the primary cause, there are others which, at least in appearance, are completely foreign to them and which seem to touch them fatalistically. Such is, for example, the loss of a loved one and family breadwinners. Such are, furthermore, the accidents that no foresight could have prevented, the reversals of fortune that frustrate all measures of prudence, natural disasters, and congenital infirmities, especially those that take from their unfortunate victims the means of earning their livelihood through labor, such as physical disabilities and mental impairment, etc. Those who are born into such conditions have obviously done nothing in their present life to deserve, without compensation, such a sad fate, which they could not avoid, which they are powerless to change by themselves, and which puts them at the mercy of public commiseration. Why then are there such unfortunate beings, while right beside them, under the same roof and in the same family, there are others who have been favored in every way? Finally, what can be said of those children who die at very young age and who knew of life only suffering? There are problems that no philosophy has yet been able to resolve, anomalies that no religion has been able to justify, and which would be the negation of God's goodness, justice, and providence, according to the hypothesis that the soul is created at the same time as the body, and that its fate irrevocably set after a stay of but a few instants upon the earth. What caused these souls, having just left the hands of the Creator, to bear such miseries in this world, and to merit in the future any sort of recompense or punishment, when they could have done neither good nor evil? However, in virtue of the axiom that every effect has a cause, these miseries are effects that must have a cause. And if one believes in a just God, then that cause must also be just. Consequently, Since the cause always precedes the effect, and since the cause is in this case cannot be found in this present life, then it must be prior to this life. That is, it belongs to a previous existence. On the other hand, since God can neither punish us for the good we have done, not for the evil we have not done, then if we are being punished, is because we have done evil. If we have not done evil in this life, then we did it in another one. This is an alternative that is impossible to escape, and whose logic states on what side justice of God lies. Therefore, humans are not always punished or fully punished in their current existence, but they can never escape the consequences of their wrongs. The prosperity of the bad persons is only momentary, and if they do not expiate these wrongs today, they will tomorrow. Whereas those who suffer today are expiating their past. The misfortune that at first seems to be undeserved thus has its reason for being. And those who are suffering may always say, "Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned." Frequently, sufferings due to prior causes are like those that arise from current wrongs. They are the natural consequence of wrongs that we committed previously. That is, through justice that is strictly meted out, people have to bear what they have made others bear. If they were hard and inhuman, they might in turn be treated harshly and inhumanly. If they were proud, they might be born into humiliated conditions. If they were miserable, selfish, or made bad use of their wealth, they might be deprived of necessities. If they were bad children, they might suffer from their own children, etc. A time ago, I have met a young man, and when I met him, I I saw that he he's not content with his situation. Everything was for him a cause to demand from others. And then I remember this part of the gospel. There are uh, we are punished for the wrongs that we did in the past, because I could see that he was very proud of himself, even though he had a financial lower position. I saw in him the revolt, and this made me think we are in the spot, in the place that we must grow, and we must accept our limits, life's limits imposed to us, because it's not about punishment, it's about growth. The limits are set to balance our our good deeds and our bad deeds. So if we have limited conditions, we can't do a lot of wrong things because we are limited. If we are poor, we can, and if we are poor, not famous, not empowered, we can do less harm. That's what I learned from this observation, not judging this uh, this young man, but that taught me that um, our limitations are for our own good. They are not a punishment, just a punishment, but we have everything that we need to flourish, to grow, to overcome our moral limitations. For example, if I were rich, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, it's probably that I already have been lost. I already have been doing a lot of wrong things. So God knows what is best for us. And when you are in the right spot, in the right place, everything seems to fit in. Things are in our life that need to happen just happen. Things that you need to do are like appointed to you. So this is my observation about this, between quotes, punishment. They are more like limits for us to take advantage of this opportunity called life. Thus, through the plurality of existence and the destiny of the earth as an expiatory world, one can explain the anomalies displayed in the distribution of fortune and misfortune between good and bad persons on this world. This anomaly exists in appearance only because it is considered from the point of view of the present life. However, if we elevate ourselves by means of thought so as to embrace a series of existence, we will see that everyone receives the share they deserve without harm to what will be given to them in the spirit world, and that God's justice is never broken. People must never lose sight of the fact that they are on a less evolved world, and that they are kept there solely because of their imperfections. Which is each vicissitude, they must tell themselves that if they belonged to a more advanced world, it would not be happening, and that is depends on them alone, by working to improve themselves, not to have to return to this world. Life's tribulations may be imposed on hardened spirits, or those too ignorant to have a choice knowingly, but they are freely chosen and accepted by repentant spirits who want to repair the evil they committed and try to do better. So it is that, having performed its task poorly, the spirit has to start over, so as not to lose the benefit of its labor. Therefore, tribulations are, at the same time, expiation that punish the past and trials for the future, which they prepare. Let us render thanks to God, who, out of divine goodness, grants people the possibility of reparation and does not irrevocably condemn them to the first wrong. One must not think, however, that every instance of suffering endured in this world is necessarily the indication of a specific wrong. They are often simple trials chosen by a spirit to finish its purification and to accelerate its advancement. Hence, expiation always serves as a trial, but a trial is not always expiation. Trials or expiations, however, are always sign of a relatively low order spirit, because one who is perfect has not more need of being tested. Consequently, a spirit may have acquired a certain degree of elevation, but wanting to advance further, it requests a mission, a task to complete. The more trying to the struggle, the more it will be recompensed if it emerges victorious. Such are more specifically those persons of naturally good instincts, of elevated spirit and noble innate sentiments, who seem to have brought nothing bad from their previous existence, and who endure the greatest afflictions with holy Christian resignation, asking God that they might bear them without complaining. On the other hand, one may consider as expiation those afflictions that provoke complaint and compel people to rebel against God. Suffering that does not provoke complaint may, of course, be expiation, but this indicates it was voluntarily chosen beforehand rather than imposed. It's a proof of a strong resolution. Spirits cannot aspire to perfect happiness as long as they are impure. Any kind of blemish keeps them from going in blissful worlds. They are like the passengers of a plague ship, to, all, to whom entrance to a town is forbidden until they have been cleansed. It's in their many corporeal existence that spirits gradually little rid themselves of their imperfections. The trials of life enable advancement when well accepted. As expiation, they erase wrongs and purify. It's the remedy that cleanses the sores and heals the patients. The graver the illness, the stronger the remedy must be. Therefore, those who suffer greatly must tell themselves that they have much to expiate, and they should rejoice at being healed sooner. It depends on them, through resignation, to make such suffering profitable, and not to waste the fruit by complaining. Without resignation, they will have to start all over again. So that's what we have for tonight. Just a moment. Now I will thank the good spirits that have assisted us, and then thank God and Jesus for all their loving for all of us, all the help that they they spill on us, so that we can progress, even though all the suffering in the world that has it as its cause our own imperfections. Thank you all. I will ask Rosangela to do our final prayer.
We thank the good spirits who have come to communicate with us and ask them to help us put into practice the instruction they have given us. We also hope they will ensure that each one for us at the end of this session is fortified in the practice of good and love for our neighbor. We also wish these lessons may be useful for the suffering, ignorant or vicious spirits who were able to attend this meeting and for whom we implore the mercy of God. God bless you all.
Thank you all. Have a
Good night,
wonderful
everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.